Have you ever wondered who was the last soldier to die in World War I? Let's take a moment to remember Private Henry Gunther, a young man from Baltimore, Maryland, who holds a tragic distinction in the annals of history. He is known to be the last soldier to die in World War I, his life taken just 1 minute before the armistice took effect. Picture this. It's the final day of the war, the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918. The world is on the cusp of peace, and yet, in those fleeting moments, Gunther charges the enemy. Irony, it seems, has a cruel sense of humor. Private Gunther's death holds a significant place in the grand tapestry of the war. It symbolizes the relentless and indiscriminate nature of conflict, the senseless loss, and the heavy price of peace. The name Henry Gunther, the last soldier to fall, should echo in our minds as a poignant reminder of the human cost of war. While we often remember the generals and leaders, seldom do we acknowledge the ordinary soldiers and civilians whose lives were irrevocably changed by the war. Let's delve into the stories of some of these unsung heroes. Among them, Edith Cavell, a British nurse whose valor and compassion transcended the boundaries of nationality and allegiance. Cavell was stationed in German-occupied Belgium, where she took it upon herself to save soldiers from both sides without discrimination. Her hospital became a sanctuary, a beacon of hope in the midst of the turmoil of war. Each life she saved was a testament to her unwavering belief in humanity. However, her actions did not sit well with the German authorities. They accused her of treason. And despite international outcry, Cavell was executed. Her final words, "Patriotism is not enough. I must have no hatred or bitterness towards anyone," became her enduring legacy. And then, we have Alvin York, a man of humble beginnings from the hills of Tennessee. York was a conscientious objector, a man who initially resisted the call to arms due to his deeply held religious beliefs. However, he was drafted and sent to the front lines. There in the Argonne Forest in October of 1918, York found himself, and 7 others, isolated and under heavy German fire. Despite the odds, York led a counterattack, capturing a German machine gun position and taking more than 100 prisoners. His actions earned him the Medal of Honor, making him one of the most decorated American soldiers of the war. From a British nurse's undying compassion to an American soldier's unwavering courage, these stories are a testament to the extraordinary actions of ordinary individuals. They were not generals or leaders, but their contributions were no less significant. They were the ones on the ground, in the trenches, in the hospitals, making a difference where it mattered the most. These stories of bravery and sacrifice highlight the extraordinary actions of ordinary individuals during the war. In the shadows of the war, women played critical roles that often went unrecognized. As men marched off to the battlefields of World War I, women stepped up, filling roles left vacant in their absence. They worked tirelessly in munitions factories, their hands crafting the very weapons of war. They served as nurses, their courage and compassion a beacon of hope amidst the chaos and carnage. But their roles were not confined to the home front. Take the story of Maria Bochkareva, a woman of iron will and determination. She formed the Women's Battalion of Death in Russia, leading an all-female combat unit in a world dominated by men. Her story is but one example of the extraordinary contributions women made during this tumultuous time. The war not only changed the lives of these women, but also reshaped society's perception of gender roles. Their courage, resilience, and indomitable spirit challenged and changed the narrative, forever altering the course of history. As we explore different perspectives of World War I, we realize that the war was not just about the battles fought, but also the individuals who lived through it. We've journeyed through the trenches with unsung heroes like Henry Gunther, the last American soldier to fall, just minutes before the armistice. We've witnessed the courage of Edith Cavell, a nurse who saved countless lives, only to lose her own. We've walked in the shoes of Alvin York, a conscientious objector turned war hero, and we've stood in awe of Maria Bochkareva, a Russian woman who commanded her own battalion. These are stories of resilience, of courage, of humanity amidst chaos. They offer us a unique lens through which to view the Great War, a war that was as much about the people who endured it as it was about the nations that waged it. In remembering World War I, let us not forget these unsung heroes and the profound ways in which the war has shaped our world.